The following is a special presentation of Tony Kurre Radio.
Good morning. Happy Friday to you. It's Tony Kurre. I hope you're having a fantastic morning already. I hope you got big plans for the weekend. Man, I have been so flipping busy. It's been crazy around here. I'm going through a move. I know a lot of people go through moves. It sucks. And having been in this house for 18, 19 years and having to go through everything and pretty much moving on my own, which is totally cool because I want to go at my own speed. And then moving in a new place and everything that goes along with the move. And if you've been through a move, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But man, without my Lord and Savior yesterday now, I'm telling you, I'd been dead meat. And normally I wouldn't share this, but it just goes to tell you and show you how fast life can change. So I had three of my best buds, my next door neighbor, Roger and Steve, and a friend of his named Terry, who were helping me move some things for my radio station. Super important that I keep Tony Kurre Radio on the air and keep all of our shows going. And we had a great interview with Mark Ingram, the athletic director from UAB. I'll talk about that in a second. But I'm just flying down 459 about 5:15 yesterday afternoon, thinking about all the things I got to do, calling utilities, get my fish tank up, call my daughter, do all these different things. And I look up and I got taillights in my face, stopped on 459, that right lane. And I'm going about 75, and I don't know how I missed this guy. I mean, God must have been sitting, well, he was sitting shotgun. He was in the front seat of the car with me. I had no clue. Again, it's 5:15, rush hour traffic. I didn't know if I had anybody in my left-hand lane or not. I just jerked the wheel to the left. I fishtailed and was sideways on the interstate going 70 miles an hour. I can remember looking out my driver's side window and looking down the interstate going 459 south. It scared the bejeebers out of me, and somehow I straightened it out. I don't know if I ever went less than 60 miles an hour. I mean, I felt like I was a NASCAR driver for a minute. But I don't know how I missed this guy. If I looked up a thousandth of a second later, I would have been eating the engine of my Honda Odyssey, and I'm pretty sure I would have killed the guy in front of me. So, that just kind of like, hold on, Tone, settle down, pace yourself, think about the important things here. I'm here with you, but you need to pay attention a little bit. And I'm a pretty good driver, and for that half a second, I looked down at something and I looked back up, and I was going to eat this guy's taillights, and it scared the bejeebers out of me. So I want to thank the Lord, because everything changes, man. All this other stuff doesn't mean anything if I don't look at the now, get outside myself, and make sure that I'm paying attention to the people, places, and things around me. It was pretty scary, and I thank the Lord. I want to thank the Lord on social media. I prayed to Him last night for like 4 or 5 hours straight. I was like, I don't know why you spared me there, but I thank the Lord for that, man. Sam Rushing, good morning to you. So I'm just happy to be here this morning, because I'm pretty sure that it would have been bad news. You wouldn't have seen Tony Kurre in the mornings anymore. I got news for you. Workplay's got a great show going on tonight called Space of the Day. It's kind of this futuristic, atmospheric, alternative guitar rock thing. It's super cool. It's only $15. When you're going to concerts now, you're spending hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. $15. You can check out Space the Day later on tonight at Workplay. Doors open at 7. Show starts at 8. Get there a little early. Have yourself a couple of toddies there in the bar. Go down and see Tom and the entire crew. And Workplay's got some great stuff. They got a bunch of Christmas shows coming up. They have another one. I love their Maverick Lounges, man. They're fantastic. They're doing the history of grunge a little bit later on in December. I'm definitely going to be at that show, so check it out. A fantastic place to be checking out. Great shows, very intimate setting of Workplay and workplay.com. But Space of the Day is going to go on later on tonight, so make sure you check that out. Also, my good friend Mark Ingram, who's the athletic director for the UAB Blazers, he's had quite the busy week. They wanted to make a hire this week for their new head coach. Then they got the open letter from their football team, obviously with the backing of Brian Vincent. I certainly understand that. Skip Holtz's name was in the mix. And Trent Dilfer, a high school coach. I know Trent Dilfer, Super Bowl winner, Pro Bowler, picked 6th overall in the 1994 draft. He ends up getting this job, and what a splash hire, man. I mean, there is nothing about this. I cannot find anything wrong with this hire. It's great. And just to have a guy like Trent Dilfer, of course, college football players, they love the fact that they've got an NFL guy as their head coach, because obviously that can help further their career to the next level if, in fact, that's what they want to do. But a great hire. So I asked Mark yesterday on our podcast, if you go wherever your podcast, we're on every major indice out there. Just search Tony Kurre Radio Podcast. It's Curre with a K, Kurre, Tony Curre Radio Podcast. Check out Audio Boom, Spotify, whatever, and you'll listen to our interview. And Mark laid it all on the table, man. I was asking him what's going to happen to Brian Vincent, how close was Skip Holtz to actually getting it, when did this whole process start? A lot of people don't realize that this process to get Trent Dilfer started back in August. And it just kind of, someone came up and said, hey, Mark, have you looked at Trent Dilfer maybe as your head coach? And Mark was like, why? I'm not hiring a college, or I'm not hiring a high school coach. And next thing you know, it is the splash hire, and everyone's still talking about it. So congratulations. And of course, Trent's also got a brand as an announcer on ESPN, does wonderful work there, did wonderful work there, so great. But check out the podcast, all of our podcasts. When in Rome, did a show with Stuart Rome yesterday from the Woodhouse Day Spa, birmingham.woodhousespas.com. They've got great holiday packages right now. If you spend $350, you get a free $110, $120 throw with your purchase. Great packages, and of course they're getting ready for a big expansion of the Woodhouse Day Spa. We do a show called When in Rome. It's me and Stuart Rome with a theme. And yesterday we celebrated the life of Christine McVie. He picked out 5 of his favorite Fleetwood Mac songs she all wrote, including Songbird, which is a great song. And that show's also up as well. So wherever you get your podcast, check out Tony Curre Radio Podcast. And download the Tony Curre Radio app, TKR, through Apple, or Tony Curre Radio on Android. And you can hear all of our shows. We do something different as opposed to just doing the podcast, which you can listen to on demand whenever you want. You can also listen to them live on my radio station. It's 24 hours a day, 168 hours a week, all classic rock and roll, all these wonderful shows, Students of the Game, Mission Minor with Michael Coleman, Austin Hanks Blues Almighty, Damon Johnson from Brother Kane and Leonard Skinner has a show, Need to Know, which is a great show with Kip Kiefer, Wanna Bet, you want to make some cash this weekend on the college football gridiron, you can do that with Wanna Bet. Southern Precision Staffing brings us Live Wire Wednesday, every Wednesday night at 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock, and then we're working on several new shows that we're going to be airing as soon as I get the studio moved this weekend. We are going to come back bigger and better than ever, man. 2023 is going to be awesome. It's going to be great. So, all right, have yourself a wonderful day. Enjoy your Friday. Get some rain moving in later this afternoon, tomorrow. Robbie Glenn, good morning to you, buddy. I'll call you later this afternoon. Have a great round of golf. Get after it, my man. I wish I could join you. And some great stuff happening in your life. And again, thank the Lord, man. I would not be here. I'm not kidding you. I haven't had a near-death experience, and it was going to be death for sure in a long time. And I thank the Lord for making me look up and miss that car. And if you were that dude that was on the interstate and saw me coming up at you about 75 miles an hour, you probably had to change your underoos, because I know I had to change mine. It was scary stuff, but thank the Lord. Thank you for giving me another day. I appreciate you. And happy Friday to you. Have a great weekend.
This has been a special presentation of Tony Curre Radio.